What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're going to be working on installing this Dirty Dingo idler pulley kit. It moves it to the driver's side. It's a requirement when you use their low mount alternator kit, which I've kind of put on there, but not all the way. I got to buy the alternator first. So we're going to work on putting this on today. Stay tuned. Alright, one little trick we got here. If you're ever working with a junkyard engine, especially an aluminum one, anytime you're ever going to try and put bolts into a hole in a block or a head on the external side, most likely there's going to be crud in there. Rust, old dirt, old grease, rocks, there could be anything. And the last thing you want to do is try to ram a bolt in there, because all you'll do is you'll blow the threads out if you're lucky and you can tap it, or if not, especially on the external edge of a block, you can just break the ear off. So what I like to do is take a little bit of, if you have like Tap Magic or any kind of tap oil. I'm out, so right now I just got PB Blaster, and then I just got a cheap tap that matches what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead, tap, just basically run it through. The last thing you want is to really tear up the threads on a head or a block. Try and do something like just put an alternator pulley bracket on. So I'm going to run a tap through all these, clean them out real well, and I'll come back with an update. Alright, well, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is it's on. The bad news is I don't have an Allen big enough to tighten it down. So looks like we're making a trip to Harbor Freight. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. A little money. Alright, let's see how it goes. Alright, update. I got back from Harbor Freight and got some Allen sockets. Had them on sale today too. So I got the idler pulley all set up. As you can see, that's good to go. It lines up perfectly with the rest of the pulleys. So I need to order my alternator so I can get that finished. But I went ahead and moved on. Let's show you. So the Fox body Mustangs are notorious for having sloppy steering, and mine was getting extremely sloppy. So I'm going to assume this is the original rag joint, which from the factory, this is the steering column, well, part of it. So this part shoves into the steering column coming out of the steering wheel. You have this U-joint, and then you have what's called a rag joint, which is, they call that because it's like stacked rags. This one's rubber. I mean, I think I can almost pull it apart. It's so, yeah. So I was having all kinds of sloppy kind of steering. It's not good. So what you do is you can call up somebody like Maximum Motorsports, spend a few $100s on a solid steering shaft, or you hop on eBay and you buy this U-joint. Now this is a smooth side, and then it has a splined side U-joint. I think it's 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. And what it does is just cut this end off here, and this guy will literally slide on there. You weld it on, then this slides over the steering box end, and you have a perfect solid steering shaft for about 30 bucks in maybe an hour or two of your time. So I'm gonna work on that, see how far I get, and I'll make sure to send you guys some updates. Alright, update. So the end of the shaft that has the rag joint, there's a piece of it. This connected to this shaft here. So I had to cut it off. It was attached on either side, and the shaft of the steering column had 2 lips on either end that held that on. So what you do is you cut that off. I took a 60 grit flap wheel and just smoothed it all the way out and gave it a little taper so that the U-joint, smooth side, slides right on. So now I can just set it. So you want to set it like right there, and then I'll weld it up. So I get my welder set up, and then see if we can get some footage, and I'll give you an update. Alright, here it is. I am a terrible welder, but I welded it up and went ahead and just took a flap wheel, smoothed it out. Ta-da! The only reports I read about people having any problems with doing this DIY swap is there's these little bolts on each side of the U-joint, and people say to take them out, put your own Loctite in them, Loctite them back. I just figured, well, if that's an issue, I'll just put a tack on them. So I just tacked them all up real good, and there they are. Now I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit, hit it with some paint, and then be good to go. All right, now in the engine bay, my hot side piping is all going to route over and sit in this wheel well area. So what I'm going to do is cut this out and make more room right here. There's going to need to be room for the downpipe. Possibly the turbo might end up in this area. So this area definitely needs to be cut out. Alright, and there we go. Big old hole cut, courtesy of my Harbor Freight cutoff wheels. So that gives me a ton more room in here instead of just stopping right here. I mean, all kinds of room. And worst case scenario, later on I can go in and I can take that custom piece and, or the, not custom piece, I can customize the old piece and throw it back in here deeper if needed. or make something out of aluminum. But yeah, this project's coming along. So if you guys are new around here, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. If you don't like it, dislike it. This is just something I'm doing in my spare time on my days off from work. But I've been working on it for about a year now, and I really want to get it done this spring. I got some big plans, like taking a streetcar takeover, maybe some other stuff in the area. Come spring, summer, there's a local 8th mile track. Be real fun to run at. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.